Ian's been in our community for quite a while, wanting to know if spikes belong in a sprint backlog. What do you do with spikes, Todd?
I think this is one of the things where we start to get in. I think the whole agile community gets so crazy about things sometimes. Like it always should be value. You shouldn't count it unless it's value. I think you should put it in the sprint backlog. To me, it just keeps it and it makes transparency around what's in the sprint backlog, right? And progress towards what's happening in the sprint backlog, or maybe progress towards the sprint goal. I absolutely think that it should be in the sprint backlog. It helps if I'm a developer on that team, it's kind of like, oh yeah, we got to do this, right? So I think so. I'm sure out there's going to be people who be like, only things that deliver value should be in the sprint backlog. To me, those people don't live in reality all that much. I think that when it comes to an office environment, what do you want half of people having sticky notes that they're operating by, and the other half of the people just, I don't know. I feel like common sense, sometimes we lose that when we get up on our agile perches, right?
Absolutely. I go back to transparency. If I have side work that I'm doing that's not clearly expressed in a sprint backlog, how transparent is our work? And how transparent is our product? And how clear is it to everyone else involved or interested in the outcome of this sprint? How clear is it to them what's being worked on? And I think you have to answer that transparency is lower if the work that we're doing is not all expressed clearly in a sprint backlog. Right. And even with a spike, it should be heavily. I hate spikes. I really think this is a bad practice. And I know I'm going to get 20 tweets and a lot of comments on that. Bring it. Right. And my email address is todd@agileforhumans.com. But I just think if you're going to go down this path of spiking something, it should be heavily controlled, minimal time as possible. And so I want to know the item age of this spike, especially if I'm a product owner, so I can squash it when it's turning into nonsense. And so I think, it needs to be transparent. It needs to be under the same set of metrics and rules as every other piece of work. And just stop doing them. That way we don't have to answer this question anymore.